what's up you guys, After Show Reacts here, and today we're going to be reacting to some more Once Upon a Time. This is season 5, episode 13. So last week we had the 100th episode, and that was exciting. I'm guessing we're going to see more people returning over the next couple of episodes. But also, I can't believe nobody got my joke. Nobody. So, like, I'm gonna explain it. Last week, at the end, they revealed Hades, and the actor was on Ally McBeal, and his name was Richard Fish, right? And so, he has, like, this quote or something about, like, fishisms. It's, like, bits of advice. And I think I mentioned that last week. I said something regarding Ally McBeal and his character, and nobody picked up on it. Nobody was like, how does she know this Ally McBeal stuff? Anyways, now that it's been announced that I'm doing Ally McBeal, it's just kind of exciting. Like, I don't know. Like, it was kind of like a little tease within that moment, and no one picked up on it. This always happens though, I find. Like, I'm reacting to one show, and then an actor from that show will appear in another show several seasons later, but around the same time. One that it was an actor on Dollhouse, and he was in season 9 of Supernatural. So I'd finished Dollhouse, and I was just heading on to season 9 of Supernatural, and he appeared there. And this happens all the time to me. It's really weird and really, like, coincidental, and it happens all the time. So it's kind of funny to see, like, the same actor here. I'm intrigued to see what they do with his character. Yeah, let's go over some comments, shall we? You can't win with these online folks who want to claim some kind of moral superiority and point fingers accusing other folks of this and that. I don't believe that you're racist. That's good, because I don't believe I am either. If you were disappointed that Rapunzel wasn't blonde or whatever, then I'm going to risk being part of the minority and telling you that that's okay. Just remember to be sincere and better than all the trolls. Yeah. There was more, like, there was even more to that character that annoyed me. Dude, that was like 2 seasons ago and I'm still talking about it. It never, I don't know, it just never felt like Rapunzel. They weren't necessarily making fun of the Brave movie itself in Wreck-It Ralph. They were just making a joke about Merida's Scottish accent, it seemed, which you'd think would draw attention of people online. I think they were both doing that because they said, like, she said something and then Ralph was like, he had like a, like, I didn't understand that face on. And then they go, she's from the other company, or something like that. So I think it was based on the fact that she was not part of, like, maybe she was Pixar, Disney, and the rest were not. I don't know. Look, I don't know. Then again, maybe the makers of Ralph were just salty that Merida stole the Best Animation Oscar trophy Ralph from under them. I don't believe that. I don't believe that they got that. Nobody talks about Brave. I don't know how it could possibly... No. I like to think your comment about being a pattern of race-bending redheads in film and TV are just a coincidence. After all, they've done that with a lot of characters that weren't gingers too, but who knows, maybe you have a point. They've actually done it again recently. They've cast Leslie Grace as a a Dominican actress. I don't. Where's that? As Barbara Gordon in a reported solo movie being made. Yeah, I heard about that, actually. That's just one of the ones I couldn't think to mention. Also, just know that, like, when people complained and ranted about casting people of color and race-bending characters, once that same character is recast in, say, a reboot or whatever, and if they cast someone that looked more like the original character, a lot of people on the other side would end up complaining and ranting the same way as the people they debunked as being intolerant. I think you just can't please anyone, to be honest. They would probably say stuff like how filmmakers were regressive or backwards thinking. I'm just gonna move on, actually. Let's go to a different comment. I think I've said as much as I can, to be honest, about it. Regina recruited Hook to kill Cora when she caught him sneaking into her castle dungeon to try and get answers out of Belle and how to kill Rumpel. And being impressed with his skills, that's how his hook got enchanted and was able to... Right! I remember that, okay. But he failed because Cora's wasn't in her body, so after that he made an alliance with Cora instead after finding out about the Dark Curse. Man, so much has happened on the show. The fact that Hook's father threw him away kind of recontextualizes the fact that he fell in love with a woman who was willing to throw away her own son and husband, and that he was willing to let her do that. Oh my god, yes? I can't believe he would do that. That just doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem right. That's almost like... Do you think the writers did that on purpose, or do you think that they just forgot about that? Belle bounces back and forth more than Rumpel. No, I said a rubber ball, but Rumpel probably makes a fun pun. Maybe those two deserve each other after all. And I guess, to be fair, Rumpel's hero arc was going well up until the point Belle decided to leave him. After that, he probably thought, what the heck, sure, I'll be evil again. If I can't get my happy ending by being good, why the hell not? Well, look, then... Like, if you're only being good for the sake of one person, and you can't be good on your own, then that's a selfish reason. I don't know. I'm not necessarily making excuses for him, I'm just trying to make sense of it. It's funny, literally the second you were complaining about Rumpel flip-flopping and comparing him to Loki, I was actually thinking in that moment he was just like Loki. Maybe we both see the future. And yeah, you're right, the last group shot did look like a promotional image. I mean, I'm not tired of Rumpel screwing everyone up all the time. He's my favorite character and I love to see him on top. Well, I mean, you can still have him on top without him screwing people over all the time. Like, imagine if, like, they were in some kind of danger or something, like everyone. And, like, Rumpel steps in as, like, I was the dark one for this long. And then, like, beats them just of sheer knowledge and whatever. Like... The best way I can explain this, actually, is if you've seen Angel, Buffy and Angel, whatever, and, like, when a vampire, like, thinks he's real top shit, and then, like, Angel comes in and is like, my name's Angelus, and then it's, like, that, like, kind of strikes fear in people, like, there's different ways for him to be on top, without him just always screwing people over all the time, I feel. I don't know if that made any sense. And he's not even that evil. It's just that Belle and the other heroes are so self-righteous they can't help themselves but interfere with his plans. He could have killed all of them like 100 times now, but he didn't. So just be grateful. What? I shouldn't be grateful because someone decides not to kill someone. What? To clarify my comment you read from last time, I was playing around with the T's and T in a bit too much, I guess. It made sense if you read it carefully, but 0 sense just listening to it. My bad. So to be clear, the one in Dark One is about being one with the darkness, not about the number of dark people. Okay, interesting. It's not just gingers that are getting pushed out, it's white straight characters that were born and identify as either male and female as a whole. And not necessarily. I think that I think in some cases that's the case. And I can definitely feel that way. But I do believe that it's important to have diversity and diversifying content, because in all honesty, I have felt both sides of the coin. In, like, I have felt attacked for them, like, race bending a character that I identified with, but I've also felt what it's like not to identify with the character and not feel like I can understand where characters and motivations come from, because I don't see myself in a character. So I understand both sides of it. I think we're a long way from actually being properly inclusive and diverse as a culture, which is sad. Anyways, I'm going to keep reading the comments. I'm sorry you have to deal with rude and offensive comments from people. Writers and directors can all make mistakes, and even if it isn't a mistake, there is nothing wrong with disagreeing with them. Thank you. There's nothing wrong with disagreeing with someone, but I don't understand why people get so upset when someone has a different opinion. We can discuss disagreements without having to be rude. I agree. Thank you very much. Until you mentioned it, I hadn't realized how many shows I watched brought people back to life. In the Arrowverse alone, Arrow, Flash, and Supergirl have brought people back to life, or brought back people that were believed to be dead. There's still one show that I watched that brought people back to life all the time, but I won't name it in case you react to it someday. It's becoming like a really, really common thing, and it's just really difficult to, like, feel attached to a character, and, like I get attached to characters, don't get me wrong, but I mean, it's really hard to believe a character is dead when I know that they're going to come back in an episode or two. Like, how do I feel the emotional depth of, like, losing a character? Because I'm going to see them again in the next episode. You know? Anyways. This is just my personal opinion, but I think Emma and Hook's relationship is incredibly toxic. It has been for a long time. I feel like Hook is able to somehow manipulate Emma into loving him and going after him, even when it puts herself and her family in danger. Emma is someone who has been alone for the majority of her life, so it makes perfect sense to me that she can easily get attached to her loved ones that she has now. She's become so emotionally attached to Hook that she can't accept him being dead, even for a day, and is willing to go to extremely dangerous lengths to save him, even after he almost killed her entire family. I mean, I don't think that's Hook's fault. The part about, like, her going after him, I don't think he's manipulating her at all, to be honest with you. I do think that it's toxic in a way that she's willing to do all these things and risk people's lives just to get him back. I don't believe that it's Hook's fault, though. To say that Emma isn't making her own choices there is a bit, I don't know. Emma's past trauma makes her emotionally vulnerable, and that's something I think Hook has exploited on multiple occasions. I don't agree. Obviously he's not that knowingly in this instance, but this is an implication of how the relationship has developed thus far. I can agree to disagree. I think it's always been her choice, so... at least Shen didn't complain about what they did with Hades' hair at the end. When this first aired on TV, I remember it being a huge complaint from the fans that the visual effects of the blue fire superimposed onto his head looked really bad. Look, this show already has really bad effects a lot of the time, really bad green screen. I'm not gonna mention it, like, all the time, but, like, also, we had Hades in the third Descendants movie, and that was kind of shit too. So, I wasn't expecting much, to be honest, but it was still cool that they did it. Like, I'll give credit where credit is due. They could have just wimped out and not give him the blue hair fire thing, but they did, so I appreciate that. It's not always about good effects and, you know, everything. If you can make good TV, I'll accept terrible effects. About bringing Henry, there's a deleted scene in 511 that the creator tweeted the script page for. Basically, it has David, Snow, Regina, and Henry agree to go with her. Both Emma and Regina say no to Henry wanting to go, but he reminds them that he got on a bus alone to find Emma and says if they leave him behind, he'll find another way. Well, that's kind of lazy still, to be... Well, for one thing, the fact that they didn't include that is a little stupid. Because it makes everyone seem very not good parents. But also, he wouldn't find his own way. Let's be honest here, he wouldn't. I don't really know why you expected more. There's a lot of fan service, a lot of returns. Fan favorite Disney villain reveal at the end. I think it was a good 100th episode. And hey, at least they addressed that the underworld looks like Storybrooke and didn't just ignore it, hoping you would ignore it too. They did though! They literally was like, it looks like Storybrooke. Why? Well, doesn't matter. It just comes across as cheap. I think my problem with why I was expecting more is because I just set my expectations high for 100th episodes. It's not exactly the TV show's fault, it's my own. I think more would have been a bloat, but I understand wanting it anyway. Can't agree, but I 100% understand. Thank you. Something I feel needs to be mentioned is Regina's growth, especially in terms of her relationship with Emma. There was a time when Regina would never have even thought of going to this great and dangerous lengths to help Emma, of all people, and actually would have done everything in her power to make things worse for her. But now she's actually grown to care about her. In season 1, I actually kind of did expect a redemption arc for Regina, but never to the point where her actually being friends with and even risking her life's safety for the person who was her sworn enemy for that whole season. I just think that Emma and Regina have one of the best relationship arcs on the show in terms of where they started and where they are now. I'm a sucker for enemies to friends. Me too. I really appreciate it as well. And you know what? furthermore, I really appreciate the fact that, like, Regina and Snow have even come close, like, gotten closer and stuff. Like, she was willing to risk stuff for them as well. I think the thing that really got me with Emma and Regina's relationship was in season 3, the mid-season premiere, the mid-season finale, when she was, like, willing to let Henry go and give them memories and everything like that. That was truly, truly sweet. And something that I never thought that Regina would do. I'm pretty sure they decided to make the underworld look like Storybrooke to save money. Yeah, but it just is so lazy. I'm sorry. Maybe I wouldn't think it was this lazy if I hadn't watched Charmed, the Charmed reboot for 3 seasons, but my god, it shows. Maybe they didn't have enough for the budget for a new set, or they decided to save money for something else. Also, the underworld is for people with unfinished business. These people can be good or bad. For example, if you have a single parent who is an amazing person but died while their child was young, they might end up in the underworld until they've made sure their child has been cared for. Sorry, it's not the best example, but the best one I could come up with on the spot. It just kind of seems like they're just in another world, though. So, like, it's kind of strange. Like, it's almost like, why... It's almost like they didn't die at all. They're just in a parallel universe. Like, it's not like they're really suffering if they're bad, or... I don't know, it's just... And, like, with everyone just, like, coexisting together, I don't know, I think it would... Like, the Vampire Diaries did something similar-ish, but, like, everyone that was on the other side was not able to see each other. So they were, like, infinitely alone until they were able to move on, you know? But the fact that everyone's able to coexist together is a little bit strange. Like, it just means that they're just living life, but in death. I don't know. It's strange. I don't know how to explain it. Anyways, let's get into the episode. Is that the girl that was on Arrow? Felicity's workmate?
We'll see about that.
Don't. He'll
I
hunt
think
you
it
down.
is.
Hey, now somebody's come down here to save me. And I need to make her job easier.
How do you know she's here?
Yeah, how do you know?
She got me a message.
How do you know that wasn't one of Hades' tricks?
Because I know.
How did you get a
I know
message?
someone.
What
Let's keep this
message?
in
What? Like, this is another character that I'm currently watching on another show. Sorry, actress, whatever.
I told you we'll never make it.
We won't. But you will. What's wrong?
Princess Snow, you must stop him. The bandit and his men, they're terrorizing our villages and roads.
But my father, he's on a
Oh, wow,
diplomatic
she's
mission.
growing
I'll
up.
send word to him.
But
I'm so sorry.
No.
Appears you've fallen down a hole.
Thank you.
I'm Hercules. But you can call me Herc.
Doesn't really look like Hercules to me, but sure. Oh, he died.
Blood.
There's a trail of it. It's not dry yet. It's fresh. Killian. Killian!
Maybe. What? It might not be.
Killian! Not Killian, but I know him.
So this place is just waiting for your parents to die so they can move in?
Creepy, but that seems to be the case. I think we're safe here.
Weird.
Nothing can defeat this monster.
That's not true. I know exactly what this beast is.
and how we can defeat it.
To Hercules, I'm guessing.
I'm not a hero.
Is this how she
Will
learns
be after I
to...
train you.
No.
Snow. You can't let the fear of failing stop you from trying.
Never let the fear of striking
metal?
out keep you from playing the game.
It's me an excuse to spend as much time as I can with you before I complete my final labor.
Calm down.
few
She
fleeting
ain't
moments
Megara.
So what exactly is your last labor?
It's the most difficult one of them all. Defeating the three-headed hellhound, Cerberus.
Okay, so, yep.
We need someone who sees everyone. Hey, child muncher. We're
But
looking for
she's
someone.
blind.
Herc?
It's like the same
You don't
actor.
recognize me, do you?
Interesting that they don't have like different actor. Maybe he died really early in his life then.
You're still so young. How did...
You mean, how did I die? That's not important. I never finished my labors. I can't move on until I do.
I know. And Cerberus is here.
Here?
Hercules, you're the only one strong enough to defeat that beast. It's your destiny.
Well, that hero died.
Don't forget what you taught me.
Like, what would be the point in moving on, to be honest? You're just living
You can't let
normally.
fear of failure keep you from trying.
Oh, this is going to be quite an exciting day.
Richard Fish!
Hello, darling.
Corella.
How is the one that killed me?
This is the tunnel she said she came
Doing alright?
Where's the rest of it? That's all we have. I swear.
Leave my people alone.
Princess Snow, please help us.
Maybe you needed to train a little more.
Leave her alone! Your boyfriend won't be around to protect you forever.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I have to turn them against her. And these miserable people will finally realize the truth. I am meant to be their queen.
I mean, you are, though.